Welcome to Health 2660. Here we don't just talk about health, we tell the stories that heal. Now please listen to the story. Nancy, a woman whose life was for what felt like an eternity, defined by the unrelenting ache in her joints, had reached a point of weary resignation. At 68 years of age, arthritis had become an unwelcome, permanent resident in her body, transforming simple pleasures into agonizing trials. The morning ritual of rising from bed was no longer a gentle awakening, but a slow, torturous negotiation with her protesting knees and hips. Gardening, once her sanctuary and source of joy, now seemed like an impossible feat. Even holding a book became an exercise in endurance, as the pain radiated through her hands and up her arms. Prescription medications offered only fleeting respites, often accompanied by a parade of unwanted side effects that left her feeling more depleted than restored. Each day was a constant battle against the inflammation that had taken root within her, a silent, invisible enemy that relentlessly chipped away at her quality of life. She had tried everything, or so it seemed. Physical therapy, acupuncture, countless over-the-counter remedies, and a rotating cast of specialists all offered their varying degrees of hope and promises of relief, only to leave her ultimately disillusioned. The chronic pain had not only taken a toll on her physical well-being, but had also cast a long shadow over her emotional and mental state. The vibrant, energetic woman she once was had slowly retreated, replaced by a weary, withdrawn version of herself. The sparkle in her eyes had dimmed, and the laughter that once filled her home had become a rare and precious sound. One day, while aimlessly scrolling through online health forums, Nancy stumbled upon a thread discussing the potential benefits of turmeric for reducing inflammation. Turmeric, a vibrant golden spice commonly used in Indian cuisine, had gained considerable attention in recent years for its potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. The active compound in turmeric curcumin was touted as a natural alternative to traditional pain relievers, offering hope without the laundry list of side effects. Intrigued, Nancy decided to give it a try. She purchased a bottle of turmeric capsules from her local health food store and began taking them religiously, hoping for a miracle. Weeks turned into months, and while Nancy diligently adhered to the recommended dosage, she found herself increasingly disheartened. The promised relief never materialized. The throbbing in her joints persisted. The stiffness remained stubbornly entrenched, and the overall improvement she so desperately craved remained elusive. Disappointment washed over her, adding another layer of frustration to her already burdened spirit. She began to question whether the turmeric hype was just another empty promise, another false hope in a long line of failed attempts. Perhaps she thought her pain was simply too deeply ingrained, too resistant to any form of natural remedy. She considered abandoning turmeric altogether, relegating it to the growing pile of discarded treatments that had failed to deliver on their promises. But something within her, a stubborn refusal to surrender, kept her from completely giving up. Instead of accepting defeat, Nancy decided to delve deeper into the research, determined to understand why turmeric had seemingly failed to work for her when so many others had reported positive results. She spent hours poring over scientific articles, reading blog posts from health experts, and watching documentaries on the power of natural medicine. The more she learned, the more she realized that the effectiveness of turmeric was not as straightforward as she had initially believed. It wasn't simply a matter of taking a pill and expecting instant relief. There was a crucial element, missing a key piece of the puzzle that she had unknowingly overlooked. The breakthrough came when she stumbled upon an article discussing the bioavailability of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Bioavailability refers to the extent to which a substance can be absorbed and utilized by the body. The article explained that curcumin, despite its potent anti-inflammatory properties, is poorly absorbed by the body when ingested on its own. This meant that even though Nancy was taking turmeric capsules regularly, her body was not effectively absorbing the curcumin, rendering it largely ineffective. The article went on to explain that certain foods and compounds could significantly enhance curcumin absorption, effectively unlocking its full potential. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Nancy sought out the guidance of a registered nutritionist, Sarah, a young woman with a passion for holistic health and a deep understanding of the intricacies of nutrient absorption. Sarah listened attentively as Nancy recounted her journey, her voice filled with both hope and lingering skepticism. She then patiently explained the science behind curcumin absorption and the importance of combining turmeric with specific foods to maximize its benefits. Turmeric is indeed a powerful anti-inflammatory agent, but it's not a magic bullet, Sarah explained. The key lies in enhancing the bioavailability of curcumin. One of the most effective ways to do this is by combining turmeric with black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which has been shown to significantly increase curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Nancy was astounded. She had been taking turmeric for months, completely unaware that simply adding a pinch of black pepper could make such a dramatic difference. So, all this time, I've been wasting my money and my efforts, she asked, a hint of frustration in her voice. Not necessarily, Sarah replied, gently. You've been laying the groundwork. Now we just need to optimize your approach. In addition to black pepper, it's also beneficial to consume turmeric with healthy fats. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in fat. When you consume it with a source of healthy fats like olive oil or coconut oil, it enhances its absorption and allows it to be transported more efficiently throughout your body. Sarah went on to explain that other foods, such as ginger, could also synergistically enhance the anti-inflammatory effects of turmeric. Ginger, a close relative of turmeric, contains compounds called gingerols, which have potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties of their own. Combining turmeric and ginger could create a powerful synergistic effect, providing even greater relief from pain and inflammation. Think of it as a team effort, Sarah said with a smile. Turmeric, black pepper, healthy fats, and ginger all work together to amplify each other's benefits and create a more powerful healing effect. Nancy was filled with a renewed sense of hope. For the first time in a long time, she felt like she had a clear path forward, a concrete plan to address her chronic pain. She eagerly embraced Sarah's recommendations, incorporating turmeric, black pepper, healthy fats, and ginger into her daily diet. She started adding a pinch of black pepper to her turmeric capsules, cooking with olive oil and turmeric, and brewing ginger tea. She also began experimenting with different recipes that incorporated all 4 ingredients, such as turmeric ginger soup and turmeric-infused stir-fries. But Sarah's advice extended beyond simply adding beneficial foods. She also emphasized the importance of avoiding foods that could interfere with turmeric's effectiveness. Refined sugar, processed foods, and alcohol, she explained, could all contribute to inflammation and counteract the anti-inflammatory benefits of curcumin. Sarah encouraged Nancy to adopt a more whole foods-based diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and lean protein, and to limit her intake of processed foods, sugary drinks, and alcohol. It's not just about what you add to your diet. It's also about what you take away, Sarah emphasized. A healthy diet is a holistic approach to wellness. It's about nourishing your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive and avoiding the foods that can sabotage your health. Nancy took Sarah's words to heart. She gradually eliminated processed foods and refined sugar from her diet, replacing them with whole, unprocessed alternatives. She cut back on alcohol, limiting herself to an occasional glass of wine. She also started paying more attention to the ingredients in the food she was buying, carefully scrutinizing labels and opting for products with minimal additives and preservatives. The transformation was gradual but profound. Slowly, subtly, Nancy began to notice a shift in her body and her overall well-being. The throbbing in her joints began to subside. The stiffness eased, and her mobility improved. She found herself able to move more freely and with less pain. She could once again enjoy her morning walks, tend to her garden, and hold a book without discomfort. The simple pleasures that had once seemed impossible were now within her reach, but the benefits extended beyond just her physical health. As her pain decreased, her energy levels soared, and her mood lifted. The sparkle returned to her eyes, and the laughter that had been absent for so long once again filled her home. She felt like she was reclaiming her life, rediscovering the vibrant, energetic woman she once was. After several months of consistently following this regimen, Nancy was amazed by the dramatic improvement in her health. Her pain had significantly decreased. Her mobility had improved, and she was sleeping better than she had in years. She felt like she had been given a new lease on life. She was no longer defined by her pain, but empowered by her newfound knowledge and her commitment to healthy living. One sunny afternoon, Nancy returned to Sarah's office for a follow-up appointment. She walked in with a radiant smile, her eyes sparkling with gratitude. "I can't thank you enough, Sarah," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "You've given me my life back. I feel like a completely different person." Sarah smiled back, her heart filled with joy. "You did all the work, Nancy," she said. "I just provided the guidance. You were the one who embraced the changes and committed to your health." Nancy nodded, her eyes brimming with tears. "I learned that turmeric is highly beneficial, but it needs to be combined properly to work effectively. A smart diet can greatly enhance nutrient absorption. It's not just about taking a supplement. It's about understanding how your body works and how to nourish it properly." Nancy's journey didn't end there. Inspired by her own remarkable transformation, she felt a deep desire to share her newfound knowledge with others who were struggling with chronic pain. She started a blog documenting her experiences, sharing recipes, and providing practical tips for incorporating turmeric and other anti-inflammatory foods into their diets. She also became active in online support groups, offering encouragement and guidance to those who were feeling discouraged and hopeless. Her blog quickly gained a following, attracting readers from all over the world who were drawn to her honest, relatable voice and her practical, evidence-based advice. She became known as a turmeric advocate, a champion for natural pain relief, and an inspiration to countless individuals who were seeking a better quality of life. She organized workshops in her local community, teaching people how to prepare healthy, anti-inflammatory meals and how to maximize the benefits of turmeric. She invited Sarah to co-present with her, sharing her expertise on nutrient absorption and holistic health. The workshops were a resounding success, empowering participants to take control of their health and make informed choices about their diets and lifestyles. Nancy also reached out to local doctors and healthcare providers, sharing her story and educating them about the potential benefits of turmeric and other natural remedies. She encouraged them to consider incorporating these approaches into their treatment plans alongside conventional medications and therapies. Initially, some doctors were skeptical, dismissing turmeric as just another fad. But Nancy persisted, presenting them with scientific evidence, sharing testimonials from her readers and workshop participants, and highlighting the potential cost savings and reduced side effects compared to traditional pain relievers. Slowly, gradually, some doctors began to come around, recognizing the value of Nancy's approach. They started recommending turmeric and other natural remedies to their patients, often with remarkable results. Nancy became a valuable resource for healthcare providers, helping them to understand the nuances of turmeric supplementation and how to effectively integrate it into their practices. She also stressed the importance of listening to one's body and finding what works best for each individual. She acknowledged that turmeric may not be a magic bullet for everyone, but she encouraged people to experiment with different dosages, combinations, and preparation methods to find what provides the most relief. Nancy's work extended beyond just pain relief. She became an advocate for healthy aging, promoting the importance of maintaining an active lifestyle, engaging in meaningful activities, and fostering strong social connections. She believed that aging should be a time of growth, learning, and continued purpose, not a time of decline and isolation. She joined a local senior center and organized activities for her peers, including walking groups, gardening clubs, and book clubs. She encouraged them to pursue their passions, learn new skills, and stay connected with others. She also volunteered her time at a nearby nursing home, visiting residents, reading to them, and simply providing companionship. Nancy's life had been transformed by her experience with turmeric and her commitment to healthy living. She had not only found relief from her chronic pain, but had also discovered a new sense of purpose and fulfillment. She was now a beacon of hope for others, inspiring them to take control of their health, embrace life to the fullest, and never give up on the possibility of healing. One evening, as Nancy was preparing dinner, a young woman knocked on her door. The woman introduced herself as Emily, a college student who was writing a research paper on the benefits of turmeric for arthritis. "I came across your blog and was so inspired by your story," Emily said. "I was hoping I could ask you a few questions for my paper." Nancy welcomed Emily into her home and spent the next few hours sharing her experiences, her knowledge, and her passion for natural health. She answered Emily's questions with enthusiasm and provided her with valuable insights and resources. As Emily was leaving, she turned to Nancy and said, "You've made such a difference in so many lives, Nancy. Your story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of knowledge, and the healing potential of nature." Nancy smiled, her heart filled with gratitude. "I'm just doing what I can," she said. "I believe that everyone has the power to heal themselves, and I'm honored to be a part of their journey." Years later, at the age of 85, Nancy was still going strong. She continued to write her blog, lead workshops, and speak at events. She remained active, vibrant, and full of life. Her arthritis was well managed, her energy levels were high, and her spirit was unwavering. One day, she received a letter from a former workshop participant who had been struggling with severe arthritis for decades. The woman wrote, "I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your workshop changed my life. I've been following your advice for the past year, and I can honestly say that I'm pain-free for the first time in years. You've given me back my life, and I'm forever grateful." Tears welled up in Nancy's eyes as she read the letter. She realized that her work had made a lasting impact on the lives of others, and that her legacy would continue to inspire generations to come. Nancy's story became a local legend. People traveled from neighboring towns to attend her workshops, eager to learn her secrets. She never claimed to have all the answers, but she always offered a listening ear, a helping hand, and a wealth of practical advice. She became a mentor to many, guiding them on their own journeys towards better health and well-being. One particularly memorable event was a health fair held in her town. Nancy, of course, had a booth showcasing her turmeric creations and sharing her story. A young doctor, initially skeptical, approached her booth. He had heard about Nancy's reputation, but remained unconvinced. He peppered her with questions, challenging her claims and demanding scientific evidence. Nancy patiently answered each question, presenting the research she had diligently gathered over the years. She spoke with passion and conviction, sharing her personal experiences and the testimonials of those she had helped. Slowly, the doctor's skepticism began to fade. He admitted that he had been too quick to dismiss natural remedies, and that Nancy's story had opened his eyes to the potential benefits of holistic approaches to health. He thanked her for sharing her knowledge and promised to incorporate some of her recommendations into his own practice. That day, Nancy realized that her work was making a difference, not just in the lives of individual patients, but also in the medical community as a whole. She was helping to bridge the gap between conventional medicine and natural healing, promoting a more integrated and comprehensive approach to healthcare. Even in her final years, Nancy remained active and engaged, continuing to inspire and empower others. She passed away peacefully at the age of 95, surrounded by her loved ones, leaving behind a legacy of healing hope and inspiration. Her story stands as a lasting reminder that even in the face of chronic pain and adversity, there is always hope. Through resilience, knowledge, and the healing power of natural medicine, Nancy showed that we each have the ability to take control of our health, overcome challenges, and create positive change, both in our own lives and in the lives of others. Health 2660. Thanks you for listening. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, be kind to yourself.